So, can am I seeing? Oh, I'm going the wrong way. So this is Julian. This is my friend. We went to B Dubs the other day, and I was asking him, would he help me with my project? I'm moving out of the camera. And he said he would. So I was asking him all kind of questions like, what did he learn in high school, or when is the last time he took this? We're gonna do like a tip for a restaurant. So he's gonna try to figure that out. So I was asking him, what kind of previous um, interactions have you had with this kind of math?
Just percentiles and percentages. Pretty much it.
Was that in high school, or like, do you remember any
Uh,
of it?
High school. I remember a little bit of it.
All right. What can you elaborate on what you remember?
I know a percentage. You got to move the decimal over two places, or vice versa. You got a decimal moved over two places to make a percentage. That's it.
All right. So we went to B Dub the other day. We actually went during the Louisville game, so we couldn't do it in the inside because it was so busy. We couldn't even hear, and he told me he couldn't work in loud environments. So I got the bill right here. I don't know if you can see that. It came up to 8106. Keep moving the other way. So we went to beat up the other day. This is the problem. We came up to a bill with 8106. Is there any way you could like give out a standard tip for that? Like, what would it be? Like, do you know how to figure that out?
Just 24%.
Huh?
24% standard tip.
No, 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 no. The standard tip of like what would you? What's the normal tipping that you would give someone for good service?
I would only give them 10%.
10%. Okay. Could you figure out what 10% of 81.06 is?
What is it? $8. 8106. You sure can't.
81. How'd you get 8106?
How to get 8106?
That's
Tip out of that.
that's the total bill. How could you figure out what the tip of $81.06 would be?
I'll just multiply it by 0.10, which will give me $8.11.
$8.11. Can you write that out for me, please?
Right, with the answer?
Yeah, write down how you got the problem. All right. So it seems like you got that pretty easy. Is there any way you could do 20% of a tip?
20%.
Could you talk it through? How would you do that?
I will use 8106 multiplied by 0.20. And I will just use 8.11. I add those two together, so give me 1622.
So you're grouping the numbers together because 811 is 10%, so 20% of that has to be double that, right? Okay, so if we go back to the original problem where we had $81.06 and I wanted to subtract 25% of the bill, could you do that? Some well,
Yeah, I would be able to do it.
how would you do it?
Remember right now. You can pause this shit.
Nah, just what you would do is if this bill, if 81.6 is 100% of the bill,
Mm-hmm.
how would you get 25% of the bill?
Just take 25% off, a quarter of it off.
A quarter of it. Okay, so how would you go about doing that?
Um, 20 then by 5. Oh, okay.
So let me see. So if you got 81%, I mean, if you got $81.06, and that's 100% of the total amount of the bill, and you want to take a quarter of that off, which is 25%. 25 is 1/4 of 100, right?
Mm-hmm.
So how would you take the total bill? How would you get the total bill to be the 25%?
I'll divide it by 4.
Okay. Can you do that?
106 divided by 4. Uh, 4 going to the 8 2 times, which will leave you 106. 4 going to 10, 2 times as well, which will leave you 26. And then 26 divided by 4 is 6. Which will leave you 0.
Okay, let's go back for a second. Let's break it down a little different. So if I have $80 and I was trying to take away 25%, what would that be? So I got 80 and I'm subtracting 25%. So 80 is the whole number, right? So when you got the 25% of 80, 80 divided by what you say over here, what it was? What was 25%?
4.
Yeah, so 80 divided by 4 would equal what?
20.
Okay. Okay, so now you're left with 4 divided by 106 because that's left. So how would you go about doing that?
See how many times 4 goes into 100?
100, yeah.
106.
100 is fine. You can do it by 100 first.
100. 4 goes to 100.
4 times what
50,
equals
50
100?
times.
4 times what equals 100?
I don't remember this shit right now. 1.5.
No, 4 times what equals 100? If you got $1, right? $1 is 100 pennies,
Yeah,
right?
it goes in
So if I got 4 what equals a whole dollar?
4 quarters.
4 quarters. How many are quarters? What is the number?
25.
Okay, so you got 4 goes into 125 times to come out to 100 even. Okay, so you got your dollar amounts when you came up with the 4 divided by 8 equals 20. So your dollar amount, and now for your 100, for your 100, like 1.06, it will be your $1.06. So 4 divided by $1.06 is, or $1 is 25. And then you got 4 divided by 6 left. Now, how would you figure that out?
4 goes into 6 one time, which will leave you 20. And
Leave you
then
2.
Which will leave you 2. Then
How many times does 4 go
4
into?
goes into 0.5 times.
Okay. 1.5. Okay, so now you add your 20. Make sure you put your decimals right. Put your 20. This is your $20. Just write 20 out there. And then you add your 25 cent. You want to write it like this. You got 20.00. And then you have your 25 cents, which would be 0.25. And then you have your 1.5 cents, which would be 0.15. 0.0015. Okay. So you got all your decimal points the same. So you got 20.0000.25, and then you have 0.015. How would you add those together to get a complete total of 25% of your bill?
This decimal right here?
Yeah, it's the decimals right here. I'm sorry, I put that wrong. These are the decimals. This is the you just add these together.
5 goes down.
Start from left to right. Start from left to right.
You put the 20 down. You had just bring the two down, and then
I put some on the 6.
drop it on the 6. Then you bring the 5 down.
Mm-hmm. And now, like you did up here when you had the 8.1106, you rounded the 6 up to make the 0 a 1. So what would you round that up to be?
27. 20.27.
So you got $20.27 equals your total amount. Well, you're 25% off. So go back to the beginning problem and you do 81.06 and you subtract the 25% that you figured out what that was. All right, close. You forgot to. Let me see this. You got your 0.6. So you subtracted. You took this away, right, to make this a 16, and you forgot to take one of these away to make that be a 10 instead of a or a 9. And that would be 9 over 2 instead of 0 over 2, which would be what?
7.
All right, so after the 25% was taken off, Julian got a total of $60.79 for the total with the $25 coupon. Could you give a 10% tip off of that?
Yeah, it'll be $6.
You got $60.79.
Take, give you $6.
Just write it out. The
I
more
don't know how to work this shit out. Okay.
You got $60.79. How would you get this into what we said? What was the standard? 10% tip would be the right. So how would you get this to become a 10% tip?
Times about 0.10.
Times about 0.10. Okay. When you times about 0.10, what are you doing?
Just move the decimal place over there.
Okay.
Should give you 0.8.
Okay. So after the tip of the 20, when you take the 25% off, you got a total of $60.79. $60.79. So for a tip on that would be $6.08. Could you figure out what it would be for it to be a 20% tip? And how would you do that? Talk yourself through it.
Add 618 together.
So what total did you get on that?
$12.16.
So what we did today was Julian got a bill of $81.06. He took a 10% tip of what that total bill would be. He also did a 20% tip, and then we took 25% off the bill, which came up to $60.79, which he did. And then he also figured out what a 10% tip would be off the $25 off. I mean 25% off, and then he figured out what a 20% tip would be on that as well. So